I know it's gonna sound cliche, but when I initially like prayed over it and stuff, and I was like, God, all right, listen, I'm coming to you. It was like, girl, what are you worried about? Pack your stuff. So, it was that, but I didn't have any like deep expectations. I just knew that this is what it was. This is where God was moving me. This is the relationship God placed me in, and it was gonna work. And I was going to Florida. Period.
Period, boo. Hello, welcome back to our YouTube channel, Tatum University. It's a love story. And as always, I'm here with my lovely wife, AD, the doctor, April Dare, as some of you know her, and I know her as Tanky. Hey, Tank.
Hi, Tank Tank.
But we welcome you all back. We're grateful to be back here doing more content. Even before I even go any farther, I just want to apply all of our subscribers, especially our new ones, and also those that subscribed to the channel when we first started doing content. But we're grateful for y'all. We are actually on our way to 100. Can you believe that?
Oh, wow.
On our way to 100.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for the 100.
We're currently at 94 subscribers, so
Okay.
we need you all help to get this thing at 100. We only need 6 more people. So if you run across this content, subscribe to our channel, like it, and also share this content so YouTube can put it through their algorithm and you can see good content often. Well, I think I'd like to start off and pick back up kind of sort of where we left off on our last video. And if you missed it, I'm going to put the link in the description area so you can find it. But yeah, we left off asking you guys, do long distance relationship work? And we concluded, yes, it works. How do I know? Here's the proof. Now, I don't want to, give you guys some bad information because at the end of the day, long distance relationship, they do work, but the most vital thing to have is understanding, clarity about what is expected and about what you both want out of this relationship. And I think that's where me and April there had some common ground on. We wanted this. Uh, we wanted this relationship to work, and we eventually made the efforts to piece together what you see now. But during that time, a few things that we was kind of discussing because I was seeking marriage, she was seeking marriage, and we I think that's one of the key ingredients when you are entering into just the dating field, being upfront with people, letting people know, hey, this is what I'm expecting, this is what I want, and let people know, you have standards, you have uh, things that you want to implement in a relationship, and things that you desire out of the relationship, and you stand firm to that. And I think most of the time, a lot of us get in trouble because we have standards and we set standards, but we deviate from things that those expectations that we have set about ourselves. And that's one of the things that I kind of got from just me and April their experience, just kind of where we were at that moment, just having good communication and really going over what was expected out of this relationship. So, with that being said, hey, I want to ask the lovely AD, what are some of the things that you can take from just our relationship, being in that process of just meeting each other and discussing how we're going to treat one another and what is expected from us moving forward from the time that we decide to be together and you moving to Florida.
I think the boundaries came into play. I think we both had set boundaries, what we was gonna tolerate and what we wasn't, what we was looking for, what we needed out of the relationship, and what we actually could give the other person. So I think like we met eye to eye with that, which made it like so much easier for the relationship to blossom and to go forward. The expectation you said of moving to Florida. Um, I didn't really have like an expectation of moving to Florida. Um, the process in my mind went a little bit different than the actual process. So the process in my mind went really smoothly. Everything was great. It was like I went to sleep, woke up, I was in Florida. Period. The actual process of moving to Florida, I think that was a little challenging. It wasn't more so like things in the relationship or us. It was just like the moving to Florida became like challenging because it was so sudden and it was so quick. It like literally kind of like I wouldn't say happened overnight, but it literally like happened within like a 7 day period of the decision of moving to Florida and then trying to actually move. So I didn't have like any expectations. I was nervous because again, like our relationship was a little bit different. Um, our relationship was more so FaceTime and over the phone. So the initial time of meeting each other was that time that I was moving here to be with you and to start my life here. So I was a little nervous because I was like, coming out of other relationships, I was like, Lord, like, wonder if I'm doing what I normally do. Wonder if I'm jumping, like, wonder if I'm jumping too fast. Or, wonder if I get there and then 30 days later, he's like, yeah, not what I want anymore. Like now I have to figure out my life in Florida, a state that I never picked for myself, right? But then like once I know it's gonna sound cliche, but when I initially like prayed over it and stuff, and I was like, God, all right, listen, I'm coming to you. It was like, girl, what are you worried about? Pack your stuff. So, it was that, but I didn't have any like deep expectations. I just knew that this is what it was. This is where God was moving me. This is the relationship God placed me in, and it was gonna work. And I was going to Florida. Period.
Period, boo. Well, there you heard it. One of the things that I heard my wife say, it. Let me say this up front. It takes a lot of courage when you're leaving a whole nother state and and going to be into a relationship with someone else in a whole nother state. It takes a lot of courage to do that. I applaud you
Thank
on
you.
your courage. I don't think I could have did it, but
We know because you decided not to do it, so we know you couldn't have did it because you was not coming to where I was at. You said that clearly.
But
Mm-hmm.
it takes a lot of courage to give up your current life and go move into a whole nother state to be in a relationship with someone. But I'm thankful that you viewed me in that light, of trusting me. You was coming to the unknown,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes that can be scary in itself. Just
Mm-hmm.
coming to the unknown. And one of the things that I have learned about just relationships in general, one of the scariest things for me is that sometimes people grow apart,
Mm-hmm.
people desires change, and
Mm-hmm.
and people could just wake up one day and say,
No
my
more.
heart changed, my desire changed. I don't like you no more. And
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the scariest parts about relationships. I don't think um, any of us can obsess or get out ahead of relationships being broken. Sometimes there are traits where we can see in relationships where it's just going bad, but there are relationships that just have had a sturdy foundation, and then you
Mhm.
know people just wake up one day and decide to move in opposite directions. So that's one of the things for me that I just took out of this whole scenario, just learning from like the trust that you had in me,
Mhm.
and you getting here, and us still building. That's
Mhm.
one of the things too. We're only about a year and a half in this relationship, um, and one of the
And we're
things,
married.
yeah, one of the things that we both of us put up front, we are seeking to be married within a year. That was one of the things that we talked about. When she asked me, about being married and things of that nature, I'm like, look, I want to be married within you know a year of us meeting,
Mhm.
and we went. She got down here. We went through the dating process, dated.
Mhm.
I um, proposed proposed to her last year October. We
Mhm.
booked the date, and here we are now. Two
Mhm.
2 months of marriage.
Now, I must say that I know for like women, we can come off up front like this is what I want, this is what I want to do, this is where I want to be, this is what I need you to do, this is what I want you to do, this is how I want the relationship to be up front, and you don't really like get to hear what the guy is saying, and then we don't one either ask the guy what is it that he's looking for because we don't want to hear the opposite answer of what it is that we've already placed that person as, or we just bypass it because we have a set schedule and a set desired plan in our head that we're just gonna this person fits 2 out of 10 of the categories, so now I'm gonna place him as the guy, right? One of the things that I did was I asked him first, like, what is it that you're seeking? And I listened. And it wasn't just like a one time, it was multiple times. I was like, all right, well, what do you feel about this? What do you feel about that? Okay, well, what is it that you want in this? And I got the answers, and then I replied with what it is that I was looking for in the relationship, and it matched with each other. So it wasn't like, just a tip for women. It wasn't like I was like, well, this is what I want. I want to be married. Da, 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 and you're like, oh, and that's it. It was a back and forth communication, a discussion, and it was me seeking what is it that, as a man, what is it that he wants from me as a woman coming into his life? Like, what is it? And this is just speaking to people like in relationships, because everyone's not in a Christian relationship. So in a relationship, like, what is it that this guy is seeking from me besides booty, besides being a fill-in time partner, besides being an on-call person for when his backup and his Tuesday is not available? Like, what is it that you're seeking? So yeah, I just
Wow.
wanted to
All
share
right.
that.
Well, it's so vital. We can't stress that enough. Just having effective communication, and also effective listening skills is so vital in order to maintain a level of understanding that the relationship can thrive on. Like April shared with you all, you know, just getting that understanding about what is expected, um, what we need to do to implement in this relationship to
Mhm.
keep it rolling. And I
Mhm.
think a lot of times we get into relationships and we get into situations, ships, as some of y'all say, and we don't the effort is not mutual. The genuineness, the love is not mutual, and it's so vital to meet someone that produces the same amount of love, that generates the same amount of understanding and clarity and trust in a
Mhm.
relationship. Because when it's one sided, People can feel, at times people can feel abandoned. People can feel, um, you know, um, people, you can leave a person in a place where they feel like you're being selfish, you're being self-centered, and you don't never want to put your spouse or the person that you're even dating or even considering marrying at that time in a place to make them feel like they're not loved, they're not hold in high regards in your life. So it's so important to just to have that back and forth uh, line of communication, line of love, and we feed off each other. If I'm not filling up the par, she checks on me, and when she's not filling up the par, I checks on her, and that's what keeps her going.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we got more content, y'all. I'm telling you, y'all, this is just the beginning. We thank you all for just joining us right here on our channel. And we're grateful to have you all as our viewers, our audience, and those that support this channel.
So, here's a little homework for you guys, right? Why don't you guys comment? What is it? What is it that you want us to present the next video? What questions you have for us? If it's like a private question, you can go ahead and go to our Instagram and send it to us in the DM, and we can answer it anonymously. But why don't you guys just start fluttering us with some comments, some questions, some feedback, so that we can start participating with you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, asking for some participation.
Some participation. We need some participation.
Well, there you have it. Y'all go in the comments below. Feel free to ask us any type of questions dealing with, our story. It's something I hope that we can answer your question, that it may help you. You might be on your journey to find
relationship questions.
Yeah, your significant other.
Yeah, self-building questions. Because I know for me, I had to self-build before I was even in a healthy mental space to even ask you questions of what it is that you want from a relationship, and if it didn't match what I wanted, to be okay with that.
Oh. Well, maybe that's a coming up topic. But we're not gonna hold you all long. Right. We thank you.
Because I gotta cook this fish.
That's why. We thank you all. You guys enjoy your beautiful